nearly 6 years apart. Sheffield's two footballing forces are reunited today, which of these players will write themselves into the history books of this storied derby.
It's fierce, it's competitive. For somebody who was born and bred in Sheffield, it's always the biggest thing.
The rivalry is unbelievable.
What a start for Sheffield Wednesday!
I've played in a lot of derby games. That's as intense as any level.
That one moment.
That's a stunning goal!
The highlight of my career.
To score in a derby, it's fantastic. The feeling.
Alan Quinn, the first player ever to score for both Sheffield club in the derby. Glorious!
Equal joy and equal dread. You just want to get out there and just hope and pray that you don't lose.
It's a football mad city, this. Two huge football clubs that have survived side by side for well over a century.
It's one of football's oldest rivalries, and it goes way back to the 1880s, when Sheffield Wednesday were playing home games at Bramall Lane.
It's just the fact it was the best ground in the city, and Wednesday were instrumental in getting it built. So it was effectively our ground that we were playing on.
But after a dispute over gate receipts, Wednesday were forced to find their own ground.
Wednesday would have been a revenue stream for the ground committee, and quite rightly so, will take their money. I can understand why they took exception. United take the decision of forming a football club, taking the name from the cricket club, the Sheffield United Football and Cricket Club.
They had high ground, and they've also been our nickname at the time. So obviously we would play at Bramall Lane and called Blades.
So you've got two clubs sitting shoulder to shoulder. Of course, there can be rivalry from the start.
They were formed effectively to replace Wednesday. So obviously you can think, would Sheffield United ever been formed?
The teams first met in a friendly in 1890, a 2-1 win for Wednesday at their new home, Olive Grove. In 1893, Bramall Lane hosted the first competitive Steel City derby, a First Division match that ended 1-1.
One of the famous ones was the 1900 meeting in the FA Cup, one of the first cup ties played at Hillsborough since they'd moved there a few months earlier. But unfortunately, it ended up being so much of a kicking match with the Wednesday player stressed off with a broken leg and he never recovered, and two Wednesday players sent off as well. The fans got rather irate, so you can imagine the scenes even back in 1900. It was an extremely violent game.
The rivalry continued to intensify. In 1951, United famously thrashed Wednesday 7-3. The 100th meeting took place at Hillsborough on Boxing Day in 1979, a date that looms large in the history of the rivalry. The crowd of 49,309 remains the biggest ever for a match in the third tier.
Well, I remember United being top of the league, and they got all the bragging rights, and United were full of themselves. If you were out in town, everyone was talking about it, but just a fantastic game to play in. Ian Mellor, God rest his soul, rest in peace, Spider, a great friend of mine, scored a magnificent goal. I mean a magnificent goal. I remember him looking round at me, and I couldn't get over there quick enough to congratulate him.
This moment proved pivotal as United nearly equalised, and captain Mickey Spate was denied by Bob Boulder in the Wednesday goal.
The game then turned into a classic for us, and we played a lot better second half. Jeff King puts a great ball in for me to go and head one in. It was a perfect ball by Kingy. I run towards the United fans to upset them a little bit more. They were all pelting me with coins. You get a rush of blood and everything just goes out of your head. The third one is I picked a ball up, played it across for Kingy to score. And then the fourth one is a penalty I get brought down in the box, and Mark Smith, who were our penalty taker. Everything fell into place when we finished up winning 4-0. Still now, when I'm in town, stacks of fans always wanted to buy me.
But Terry Curran wasn't finished there.
He always scored at Bramall Lane in the Easter game. I remember going to that one. I mean, that was obviously one of the best goals scored by a Wednesday player of all time.
Caught the ball perfect. He's got in the bottom corner. Perfect. As soon as I hit it, I know it was going in because you could hear the ping of it. I'd always got the belief in my own ability to do anything like that.
Wednesday stormed to promotion under Jack Charlton that season. United fell away and finished in mid-table. But with his status assured as a Wednesday icon, Terry Curran later shocked the city of Sheffield by moving directly to their arch-rivals United.
When I got there, I realised it was a bit strange, but a bit funny with other lads. It wasn't the right thing to do. That sort of cult figure, I thought it was always going to be a big step across the Sheffield divide for him, bless him, but yeah, it wasn't to be.
The teams didn't meet again until United returned to the top division in 1991. boyhood blade Dane Whitehouse scored in both games as United completed a league double that damaged Wednesday's title chances. But Wednesday got their revenge in the FA Cup the following season in another of the most memorable derbies.
Sheffield's semi-final here at Wembley by public demand.
As soon as I said it's at Wembley, I think we all thought, you know, if we turn up, yeah, we've won this. We did play nice football. It suited us down the ground. The atmosphere was electric, and apart from all them stupid balloons on the pitch, unbelievable day.
Sheffield just went down. I think most of the city was pretty much empty that day. Waddle goal after a minute. I mean, don't really get much better than that.
We played a long ball, and Mark Blake got fouled, I think, and I said, what am I going to do? And he said, hit it. And I thought, no, it's a bit far out. And he said, look, it's the first minute of the game, so what you got to lose? And that was it.
Waddle goes for goal. What a start for Sheffield Wednesday.
Couldn't ask for a better start, really. You know, everybody says it should have been 7-1 and whatever, but it could have been.
Against the post.
We dominated the game, let's be honest. You know, when they scored, you just thought, wow, this is against the run of play. I remember Viv Anderson all of a sudden stepped up. I looked across the lane, and then I thought, oh, he's on save. And I was the one trying to slide back and get it off the goal, and I should have done better when I looked at it, to be fair. And, you know, but very rare I was in my own box. Going at extra time was a surprise, I'll be honest. You know, we're prepping the goal, but we can't score. Get that second goal, just keep thinking, is this not meant to be? And then lucky enough, John Hawkes' corner comes in, and Mark Blake, free header.
Right, maybe now.
When people look at the result over the years and they'll say, oh, it went extra time, they must have thought it was really a close game. We were far better on the day. But yeah, we lived on that for quite a bit.
Score a screamer in the Steel City derby and it'll be remembered forever.
Time at Sheffield United, but I've got a special moment. It's I just dropped and I just thought I'm gonna have a go, and I've just literally caught it so nice, and it's just flying towards that top corner. I didn't hit many like that, that's for certain.
So good, in fact, Sheffield United fans voted it the greatest goal in the club's history.
I said, well, you know, it'd be nice to even get a mention. And I'm looking at Tony Curry, who's probably went past 50 people. Obviously historic and wonderful players all wearing the Sheffield United shirt, and to be given it, I think obviously because it's against Sheffield Wednesday, was a special moment.
This was special for United fans too. Their visit to Hillsborough in 2017 after finally rising from League One on what's become known as Bouncing Day.
I think as soon as the feature list came out and we were back in the Championship, is one that everybody was incredibly looking forward to. The day after my 50th birthday as well. It holds significant memories for me and everybody who's a Sheffield United fan. We were really good from the off. A great free kick by John.
It's rolled for Flick to hit it. Oh! A stunning start!
Leon scored a fabulous second goal as well, going back to his old club, so there's a lot of subplots in it as well. We were 2-0 leading up into the final minute of the half. They counter-attack, I think Gary Hooper that scored, and 2-1, and all of a sudden it's game on.
Mark Duffy had been left out of the starting 11, but in an attacking change, Chris Wilder brought him on for centre-back Jake Wright early in the second half.
He said to me at half time, you know, make sure you're ready because the game will open up even more, and someone of my you know, ability and style would find them spaces.
Then Jow scores to make it 2-8.
Warning will reach out! Devastating finish!
And I've got to say, I love Bramall Lane, I love Sheffield United supporters, but that atmosphere in that moment, I've never experienced anything like that. Everything was shaking and moving under his feet.
The regular thing at that point was, in celebration, the Blue White Faithful had bounced up and down. And they were just in mid-bounce when Mark Duffy stopped them bouncing.
I had a little bit of anger. I hadn't played in that game. And usually when I'd get in that situation, I'd probably look to square it to someone, but my thought process was, when I got in there, I was like, right, I'm just going on my own here. I'm going to absolutely put my laces right through this.
That's a stunning goal! How on earth did he manage that? Extraordinary stuff!
And you know what? I think the commentary adds to it as well. The commentary is absolutely fantastic. And then obviously the away fans are in the top, and you look up and there's just lungs everywhere, and you've got to be in there with them. But yeah, it was just an incredible feeling.
Going down in legend at Sheffield United as the man who stopped the bouncing.
Yeah, that's it. The bounce slayer or bounce killer, or fans always message me and they send me little things and pictures and mementos, and obviously we'll go down as one of the best goals for Sheffield United. It's something for me that I'll cherish forever.
Clark foraging here. It's another one for him!
Brilliant on the day. He does remind me that, you know, the day should be more about him than anyone else, as he scored 2 and set 1 up. But yeah, let's say 4-2, and the celebrations began.
You're normally pumped up for games, but you were something else that day. You were bouncing off the walls.
This is everything for us, and we get rammed down our throat coming out of the pub league and you know, always in our shadow. Well, I don't think we were in their shadow today. Your manager's a Sunday League manager and our manager's a Champions League manager, so you'll use all these bits and pieces to fuel it, to change the dynamics and the feeling of everybody in the seat, and to make it a proper rivalry.
Bramall Lane awaits. The story started here over a century ago, and today, nearly 6 years since the last Steel City derby, the rivalry is renewed.